Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I will be showing you guys how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube and also put it into a checkered pattern for added effect for when you solve it in front of a group. So what you're going to want to do with your Rubik's Cube, what I'm going to be telling you guys is there's no algorithms really. I'm not going to be teaching you guys any algorithms like doing weird stuff and like all the permutations and stuff. There's no need for that. Just tell you guys how to solve the Rubik's Cube and what to do. So I'm gonna scramble up this cube and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. My Rubik's Cube is now scrambled, as you guys can see. And now we're going to get into how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have a white cross on your Rubik's Cube. So when you scramble it, it should look pretty scrambled. I'm going to actually move that because that looks a little not scrambled. And now the first thing you want to do is look for your white pieces. So there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now the first things you're going to want to do is to look for any pieces like the orange and white and the orange and green for me, but it could be any color for you. See if any pieces are connected to their corresponding centerpiece. So this is the orange piece, it's already on the orange side. This is the green piece, it's already on the green side. My blue piece is not connected to the blue side, and my red piece is not connected to its red side. So what you're going to want to do is, if your pieces are already connected, look at them. If there's 2 next to each other, think of which one you can move first to move the other one up without messing it up. Because if I were to move this around, it'd mess up my green, and it doesn't go up. So I would want to move my green up first, and then my orange. Okay, now after that, you're going to want to find your other pieces. So for me, here's my blue. Instead of moving your blue down like this, going down, and then going around to line it up, you actually can do it way easier by just going down once, turning the top, bringing it up, and turning the top back so it's on the blue side. And now we found our last piece right here, the red and white piece. When you're solving the cross, just like we did with the blue, you don't want to bring it down, move it out, bring it back up. You actually want to move the whole cross. Yes, it displaces it, but then when you bring this up and move it back with a couple of U moves or top moves, then it'll line it back up. But when you're solving the white cross, you want to be lining these up as you go, because some people will solve the white cross and it'll look like this. Okay, so this is what some people may do when they're beginners. They might just throw the pieces up there and only like one of them or maybe even 2 will match, but not the other ones. Yes, there's a set of moves that you can just fix it, but there's no point of doing that because it's simpler just to, as you're solving the cross, line it up as you go, because then when you're fast with it, it's super simple. Now, for our next step, solving the white corner pieces. So yes, people may be like, oh, you already have one in. No, it doesn't line up, so it's not the correct corner piece and it will not work. So what I suggest when you're solving the corner pieces, look on the bottom row for the white pieces first. So for me, I have 1 on the bottom row. It's the red, blue, and white piece. What I'm going to do is move it in between the red, blue, and white face. And now once you have your piece in its corresponding place, doesn't matter what colors it is, just put it in between the colors that it is. You're going to want to do a back move for both the back rows. Bring it up and then put back the back, and now you have a correct corner piece in. Now we're going to look at the bottom again. We found another one. We want to line it up with its corresponding colors. For this corresponding color, it was the green and red and white piece. So we're going to do the same 3 moves. Do a back move, bring it up, and put it back. So when you're doing your back moves like this, if your white piece is on here, you're going to want to move the back pieces this way so that when you bring your white up, you're not messing with the cross. If your back piece is on the left side, you're going to want to move the back to the right so you don't mess up the cross. And now we have another piece, the green, orange, and white piece. We put it on the green, orange, and white side. And now what we're going to do is move the back 2 layers, bring it up, and move the back 2 layers in. And now, as you can see, we have the piece in, and we're almost done. We're going to do the last piece, which is on the bottom layer here. And it's the white, orange, and blue piece. What we're going to do is move the back 2 layers out of the way, insert the piece, and bring them right back. And now you should have your white line all solved with the solid colors, making a small little T all along. Now, one of the last steps now we're on is putting in the second layer. So this is the layer by layer method. We have the first layer and the first side complete. Now we're going to need to solve the next layer. The next layer is this layer right here. And the way you're going to do this is have your cube for the white side is facing you at all times. And now what you're going to want to do is look at the edge pieces and find the pieces that don't have any yellow on them. For example, I have 3 right here. And now what you're going to want to do is line it up. So this is the blue and orange piece. You're going to look at your top color, and then you're going to move it to the correct place. So it needs to go to the blue side, so I moved it to the blue side because blue is the top color. And then what you're going to do is move, well, it's blue and orange, so if it was blue and red, you'd have to move it towards the orange side. If it's blue and orange like it is, I have to move it to the red side. So you're moving it to the opposite side depending on what the color is. Mine's orange, so I have to move it to the left because orange is on the right. So you're going to move your front face to the right or the left, either one that is corresponding to your cube. Bring up the corresponding side, so the color that you're putting the piece in for. Then you're going to move with just your thumb or anything, move the middle piece in, bring it back down. And 1 second, guys. Okay, we're going to restart that real quick. Sorry. So the blue and orange piece right here, you're going to move it opposite of the color you want. You're going to move your bottom piece right here, bottom layer. You're going to move it towards the color that you want. For my case, it's orange. Bring down the color you want, side down. And then with your thumb or middle finger or anything, just move the middle layer to put it in. You're going to bring it back up. And then what you're going to do is turn the cube so the L is facing you. There's going to be an L. You're going to bring it up. This side with the 3 on it, it could be on this side or this side. You're just going to bring it up, move this piece either left or right. Either way, doesn't really matter. You're going to bring down the middle piece right there so that there's just 2 lines. And then you're going to put the piece in. If you moved it left, you got to move it right. If you moved it right, you got to move it left. And then you're just going to fix your white side simply like that. And now, as you can see, the blue and orange piece is in its right spot. Now, the next color, the first color that I saw was this green and orange piece. What I'm going to do is line it up. So you find the top color, you move the top color to its corresponding piece, to its corresponding side. So my top color was green, so I moved it to the green side. If yours was red, you'd move it to the red side, etc. And now I'm going to look at the bottom color. For me, it's orange, so I got to move it to the opposite of orange. So that's what I'm going to do now. Move it to the opposite of orange, move the bottom towards the orange, bring the orange side down, and then move the middle row towards the orange, bring the orange side back up, and now we're going to find our L again. Once you found your L, what you want to do is bring up the 3 side, left or right, either way. You got to bring down just the middle. You got to insert the piece back in, and you got to bring the middle right back up. So now your white side is complete, and the piece that you inserted is right there. And now, last one, we're going to find our last piece, this green, red one. The maximum amount of times you'll have to do this is 4, because there's only 4 edge pieces. So we're going to find our last piece, which is right there, the green and red piece. What you want to do is move it to the red side to make the big T. And now you're going to want to move it to the opposite of green. Move the bottom to the green. Move the green side down with your middle finger or your thumb or anything. Move the middle only in. Bring it back up. Find your L. Once you got your L, you're going to bring the 3 up. Move the bottom piece left or right. Either way, doesn't matter. You're going to have just 2 here. You bring just the middle down. And then you're going to fix your white side. So now we should have this first and second layer both complete. Now you almost solved your Rubik's Cube. Now what I want you to do is you should have your white side facing up. I just want you to flip it over so that the yellow side is facing up. And now at this point there's 3 case scenarios that you could have, and I'll show you them all right now. Okay, so now you might have 2 cases that either look like a line or a hook. These are the most common cases that you'll get. The hook is actually the most common. There's another case where it'll look like this and there'll just be a dot in the middle. Either of those cases are the same set of moves. You just have to hold them differently. If you have the dot like this, hold it any way you want. If you have the line like this, you hold it so the line is horizontal facing you. And then if you have the hook, which we call it, you want to hold it so the hook is in the bottom right hand corner. And then you're going to do these set of moves. You're going to move the front face to the left, bring up the right side, move the top to the left, bring down the right side, move the top back to the right, and bring the front face back up. And now you should get the line. From the hook, you'll always get the line. And now the last set of moves for this part is the same set of moves that we just did. So you're going to move the front face up or like to the left. You're going to bring the right side out. You're going to move the top to the left, bring the right side down, move the top to the right, and then finally bring the front face down back left. And now you should see that your cube has a cross on it, kind of like how we did the white cross. And you might have some pieces on the side that line up. What you're going to want to do is actually find those 2 pieces that line up. So look how these 2 don't match, and they never will. No other combination will work. There's always just 2 pieces that line up. No other combination will work. And what you want to do is hold those 2 in your back left corner, like I'm doing right now, and you're gonna bring up 1 second. Okay, so what you're gonna do is bring up your right side, turn the top twice to the left, bring down the right side, turn the top back once, bring up the right side, turn it back, and bring down the right side again. And you'll see it's still not lined up, you just want to move the top once, and now it will be lined up like this, where all the middle pieces are lined up, and it'll make like a small little tree, some people like to say. And now once you have your little trees, you just want to hold the yellow side up still and find one of the corner pieces with all three of the colors that it's in between. Doesn't matter which way the corner piece is facing, just find the piece. So for me, I have the yellow, orange, and blue piece in the yellow, orange, and blue slot. And then what you want to do is hold that piece that is in the correct slot in the bottom right corner, the right corner towards you, and you're gonna move the top to the left, bring up the right side, move the right to the right. You're gonna bring up the left side, move the top to the left, bring down the right side, move the top to the right, and bring it back down. And now what you'll see is all the corners turn, and you just wanna do this once again. Move the top to the left, bring up the right side, move the right to the right, bring up the left side, move the top back, bring down the right side, move the top back again, and bring it back down. And you may need to do this a couple times, so just keep doing it until this happens. So what this is one of the pieces, for the most part, are always going to be aligned. Some cases there'll be 2, in other cases there'll be 3, in other cases there'll be none, so you just got to keep a lookout. And now this is one of the easiest cases, because the set of moves you have to do, you only have to do them once for each piece. If the piece was facing a different way, for say, if it was facing that way, it would be a little longer to solve, but it's actually very simple. So now what you want to do is look at the side that you're holding facing you, and do not move your hands off that side, or do not turn that side away for anything. Alright, so that's what you're going to be holding, that side facing you, for the rest of the solve. And now simply what you want to do is move down the right side, move the bottom to the right, bring up the right side, move the bottom to the left, bring down the right side, move the bottom to the right, bring up the right side, move the bottom to the left. Don't move your cube, but just do it on top move. And now you're going to do that again. Bring down the right, move it to the left, bring up the right to the right. To the left, bring down the right to the right, bring up the right to the left. It's looking like it's getting scrambled, but it's not. Still, do not let go of that side that you have it on. And you're just going to do it another time. Bring down the right, bring it up. Move the bottom to the right, bring up the right, move it to the left, move down the right, move it to the right, bring it up. And now what you'll see is all the pieces are done. And now all you want to do is just turn it to line it back up. And what you'll see is you have a fully solved Rubik's Cube. So now what I want to show you guys is how to get a checkered pattern on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So the checkered pattern on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube looks like this, where all the colors are in between each other, like so. The way that you actually can do it is turning your left side once, twice to get the yellow on the left side. Do the same to the right to get the yellow on the left side. Move your cube so that the white is aligned like how you need the line to be, and do it again so the yellow's on this side and the yellow's on this side. And now you have a yellow cross. That's what you want. Now you're going to move your cube either this way, or this way, or just as long as you have another line facing this way, and you're going to do the same moves. You're just going to move to the left and right twice. And now what you'll see is you have the fully done checker pattern. Works every time. There's no any other way. Well, there's another way. It takes less moves, but it's hard to do on like Rubik's brand. But you just move the middle twice, and instead of moving the sides, like so. So say I was doing this, I'd move that, move that, and then it would be done. You just move the middle twice instead of moving each side twice. I hope this helped you guys solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. If not, try and watch it again, and it will eventually help you solve the Rubik's Cube. You may have messed up a turn or something. So just try, and you will get a Rubik's Cube solved. It is pretty fun to solve a Rubik's Cube, so I really do suggest it as a little hobby or a little thing to show off to your friends or family. I hope this video helped you guys, and I'll see you guys later.